I thought I'd make a video since it's been a couple of days. It's December the 15th, 2015. According to my clock, it is 8:11. It is a Tuesday night. I just thought I'd share what I've been reading. Still reading The City on Fire by Garth Riss Hallberg. Still reading that. Still find it, I wouldn't recommend this. It's terribly written. I'm on page 463 out of 807 pages. Still reading Monkey's Uncle by Jenny Diskey. Really enjoying this. Really well written. Very interesting. And I'm still reading The Good Apprentice by Iris Murdoch. Really enjoying this. I always enjoy her novels. So I'm reading those. As far as in the morning for devotions, I'm still reading the Reformation commentary on Psalm 172. This morning I was reading on Psalm 16. Also, I've been reading this in the mornings off and on. Commentary in the Psalms by J.J. Stewart Penroe. I'm still reading Theology and the Mirror of Scripture, a Mirror Evangelical Account by Kevin Van Heiser and Daniel Trier. Really like this book. Still reading Reformation Readings of Paul, Explorations in History and Exegesis, edited by Michael Allen and Jonathan A. Lenenblad. Still reading that. Still reading Conversion in Luke and Acts, Divine Action, Human Cognition, and the People of God by Joel B. Green. Still reading Theology as Discipleship by Keith L. Johnson. So I've been reading those in the mornings for devotions. I kind of alternate every day. As far as other books, I went to thrift stores today and I found these used books. A Penguin Classic by Jack London, The Iron Heel. I found this book, Inside the Sky, A Meditation on Flight by William Langwish. Look kind of interesting. It's a vintage book. I like vintage paperbacks. Found this book, Route 66 AD on the Trail of Ancient Roman Tourists by Tony Pertrott. It's a travel memoir. Found this book used today, Are We Rome? The Fall of an Empire and the Fate of America by Colin Murphy. And I found another Meg Wolitzer novel, The Uncoupling. So I found these at thrift stores today. So I found those today. I also wanted to mention that one of my last videos I talked about the books when I was younger, when I was like in high school. One of the books I read in my early manhood, high school, early 20s. But in high school I read this book by Hermann Hesse, The Glass Bead Game. I have all of Hermann Hesse, except one of his books I don't have. I've been looking for it for years. Can't remember what the title is now. But I also read Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse when I was in the 12th grade or 11th grade. And my books of my early manhood. Another book is my early manhood was by Albert Camus, The Myth of Sisyphus. And also James Baldwin, Gavanti's Room was a novel I remember reading in my early manhood. Also I remember reading when I was, I think in the when I was in middle school, or sometime when I was in my early teenage years, was 2 years before the Mask, A Personal Narrative of Life at Sea by Richard Henry Dana Jr. I remember reading this novel, I think it was like when I was in the 8th grade, and I remember reading it in the library when I was in junior high, and it's always stuck with me. A couple years ago I found a 2-volume biography on the life of Richard Henry Dana, a biography. 2 volumes by Charles Francis Adams. So I found this biography, it has gold edges. Found this at a used book sale. As I mentioned in my earlier videos, is that when I became a Christian, I bought the writings of St. John of the Cross, and I also bought The Interior Castle by St. Teresa of Avila. And I also, this is one of my older copies of the Ascent of Mount Carmel by St. John of the Cross. I bought this at least 45 years ago. I also bought Spiritual Canticle by St. John of the Cross. I bought this 45 years ago. And I still read his writings every year. I also read her writings. I have her complete works in my study. I also bought when I was an early Christian, On the Love of God by St. Francis de Sales. It's one of the books I brought. These books I brought with me when I left California to go to Bible college in 1978. Still have them. Another book, one of my favorite spiritual books, is The Cloud of Unknowing by an English mystic of the 14th century. This is The Cloud of Unknowing. It's one of my favorite spiritual books. So these books kind of represent my early manhood, my early years of being a Christian. And that's about it. I don't have my diary with me. I always forget to bring things, but I think I'm on page 1016 today. I was trying to remember when I started keeping a diary, and I really can't remember. I know I started writing when I was in high school, but I didn't write every day. I think I didn't start writing every day until I was in my 2nd year of college. I must have been about 22. But I remember my 1st year of college, I had to keep a journal for a class I was doing in psychology. But I've always been writing since at least when I was 17, 18 years old. And I don't know why I write, but every day I write in my journal. I keep on online journals, in LiveJournal, Diaryland, and WordPress. And now I'm doing videos. I don't know who watches these videos, but I enjoy communicating to the world. So today is a Tuesday. I don't think I'll go to any more thrift stores. Well, I might go to a thrift store tomorrow morning, the local ones. I don't have any books coming in the mail. So that's about it. I wish I could remember this other novel by Hermann Hesse. Can't remember what it was. Something about the East. Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, I remember reading this when I was like in high school, Glass Bead Game. And I think I have reread it. Well, that's all I can think of. So till next time, may the Lord bless.